Hello everyone, and welcome to a short video that will serve as an introduction to the GreatVines survey module. My name is Tim Jones. I'm the Chief Customer Success Officer here at GreatVines, and I'm going to be taking you through a couple of the primary use cases for using the GreatVines survey module and demo how the application looks and works for a rep in the field, as well as a little bit of the administrative functionality on creating surveys and questions in the browser. So let's get started. The primary use cases for using a GreatVines survey module are twofold. One is to analyze information that you want to collect about accounts and or products, whether they be owned products or competitive products. You're able then to do competitive market analysis on that survey data. You're able to do some strategic planning and goal setting using that data and leverage it to actually set account segmentation and target accounts for future activity. However, there is a more important use case for utilizing the survey module, which is really about driving execution in your accounts for your owned products. This is where you're able to define what perfection looks like in an account, or what the standards or product standards are for particular products in an account, so that reps have a very good idea of what's expected in every account. You're able then to evaluate and score how you're doing in that account versus these perfection or standards, and then create action plans to close the gaps immediately while you're standing in the store and completing the survey. So when we use the survey to drive execution, it's really based on a plan, execute, and measure methodology. First, define perfection. What are those key sales drivers that you want to see executed in every single account? You can set these up by account type or segment or chain and weight the questions or KPIs according to priority. Then your reps are going to be assigned those surveys as they're published out to them. They're going to then be in store executing the survey, filling in the survey, and we're going to demonstrate that for you in just a second. Immediately after answering their questions on the survey, they're going to be able to create tasks or objectives for themselves to close the gaps and work on the things that they missed on that perfection survey. And then, of course, the analysis is the follow-up, where you're able to measure everything from rep performance to performance against each KPI or question by account, and even start to measure, trends and opportunities and the ROI of executing one of these KPIs versus the actual sales in the account. Then you're able to revise and evolve your strategy and continue the process. So let's jump into the mobile app here, and we'll take a look at how this works in the field for a sales rep. So as a rep, I'm going to start off by, let me select my screen down here. There we go. So as a rep, we're going to start off by being in the GreatVines mobile app. I'm here on a tablet. I'm on my home page. I can see a nice scorecard. I can go to my accounts tab, of course, and search for any one of my accounts by segment or city or type, or search at the top. I'm just going to choose this third base bar and grill here for demonstration purposes. I've got all my key account information here, photos that I've taken, etc. But I can notice that I do have the opportunity to take a survey in this account. I'm going to click the survey button, and for the purpose of this demo, I have a bunch of different ones here that we're able to leverage. I'm going to try a couple of different ones just to show you some examples of how these things can be configured. Let's start with the summer cocktail survey. This is a very simple survey. There's three questions across 3 brands, very basic and easy. Let's pick a different one that's a bit more complex. Let's look at this on-premise spring 2018 survey. Here's one where we've got 2 different tabs full of questions. I'm asking for my Griffin Bay tequila. Am I on the cocktail menu? Yes or no? If I say yes, I get, it's a conditional set where I get additional questions. I have to actually upload a picture or I can't save the survey. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. I'm going to just select something that's very basic, so that I can get this survey to save. There we go. I've got different attributes that are automatically inherited from the question regarding the product, the question, the account, geocoded, etc. I can then go on and answer the other questions that are here and finish out my survey. I'm just going to answer no to the rest of these and go to my next tab, where I can actually come in and list everything that's on tap, for example, in this account, and start to compose a list of everything that may be being poured by the glass, for example, or on tap in this account. So you're able to create really nice lists very easily and save. So once you're about to save and submit the survey, you're going to notice that you're able to review your survey score. I got 25 points versus 110 possible points, and these are the questions or KPIs that I did not answer on target. I didn't have my Griffin Bay Gin on the menu. That's worth 25 points. That's a big one. It's one of the more heavily weighted ones. So I'm going to go ahead in here and create a new objective for myself to execute this exact KPI in this account. I'm just going to say I'm going to do this in the next 15 days. I can put in my my next steps if I so choose, and go ahead and save this. And this will now be linked and be saved on this account as an objective for this rep to work on in the future. Let's go ahead and say I want to also work on this cloud rum. You'll notice that while I'm creating the objective, I also have content that is linked to these products that the user can simply reference quickly. You can see that there's a video, there's a rum punch recipe sheet, and since we're trying to get on the cocktail menu, maybe that's what I want to reference. They can then click and open up, a sell sheet and present it directly to a bartender or a manager to try to accomplish this this objective. So now when I finish my survey, it takes me back to the account, and of course I have my new objectives are here, and I can go ahead and start to work my plan and improve my scores. So the next time I go into this account, let's pretend I'm going into this account again 2 weeks later, and I've worked my plan, I've made some account calls, and I've achieved some of these things. I can come in and click the copy previous button. It's going to go find the answers that I gave the last time I was in the account, so I don't have to fill them in again. And maybe now it doesn't allow me to use the picture that I took the last time, so I've got to take another one. Let's go and find that same photo, since it seemed to be a nice one. Oh, that's my dog. And perhaps I got this accomplished, and that triggers a few more questions that can be answered and asked. But I'm going to go ahead and submit my survey. This time I scored 30 points, which is 5 points better than my previous survey, and I still have an open objective to get that Griffin Bay Gin completed, but I can go ahead and continue the process of evolving my objectives and watching my scores grow. Great. There's also, of course, reporting by account and on dashboards here in the mobile app, but I'm going to refer back now over to our browser to show you a little bit about the admin functionality, give you a quick sense on how surveys can be created and developed. Switch over to this screen here and bring over my browser. Great. So here I am in the browser in GreatVines, and I'm going to show you a little bit about how we're going to leverage, creating a survey plan and putting some questions on it. I'm just going to go to one of our survey plans that are already live and in action here. Let me find the one I wanted to edit, which is. I can't believe that I had one all set up to demo from. Here we go. So I'm going to select this on-premise survey for the holiday 2017, start and end dates, different attributes about the survey, and the questions are here. I'm going to just go into the edit mode and show you how an admin would be putting questions onto this survey plan. You're able to determine some attributes about the plan header up here, start and end date, et cetera, but then you're layering in your questions here by group. I've got menu questions, I've got tap handle questions. So I'm going to look at my menu questions here. Here's all the questions I'm going to be asking by product, and I can see what the target answers are and how many points there are, if it's a conditional question or not. I can come in and edit a cluster of questions and come in and add a new question to the list, and move along and select the products that I want to ask this question for, the size of the product, as well as even any competitors in the competitive set that you may want to ask this product, this question for. I'm just going to move it through here and save. And then, of course, I can adjust what my points are and point values per question, what my target answers are, etc., to get the survey created exactly the way you want it to look, with the right questions, the right products, and the right points. Okay. Once you're done that, you're ready to assign the survey. So we're going to go into our Find Accounts page on the survey plan, where I can go through and select exactly which accounts I want this survey to apply to. And I can leverage account segmentation here. So for example, I can say I only want this to be in on-premise accounts, or even a specific geography that may be in the upper section. I can then go through and pick specific segments within the on-premise channel and include only those, etc. I can also pick account type or other account attributes, including account hierarchies between chains, from headquarters all the way down to outlets. And even account sets. I could select a specific set of accounts that I have set up already and saved in the database. I search for the accounts, it brings them back, I can see them, who the sales rep is that assigned to this account, and assign this survey to them to go out and execute. All right. So we do have some great analytics, of course, that are also baked in. For example, here I'm able to look at my number of accounts surveyed by survey plan. I can look at my scores by segment here, by account segment. What's the score versus prior? How many open objectives there are? How many points were earned? What would my projected score be if I closed these objectives? Right? If I achieve these 9 things, those KPIs, it would move my score up in this account. I'm also looking in the same chart at the rolling 3-month sales volume in this account. All the filtering can be done, of course. We can look at this by brand, by segment, by account, by individual account, with all the filters at play, with drill throughs, etc., and even down to the question level. So let's look at my answers by question. So my Cloud Rum Silver, 100% of the accounts said that they had POS. I answered yes. So we're also able to layer in goals so that you can try to achieve a specific goal on your scores and have all those roll up, and it's a great way to incentivize and reward your people for executing properly in accounts. So that's the quick top line of how our GreatVines survey module works, and please let us know if you have any further questions. Thanks for watching.